interview, we're having a look at self-honesty and self-forgiveness within the question of why are we walking process, and process from the perspective of standing, being, and living equality and oneness with self, this world, and existence as a whole, to stop, direct, and change what is here and how it is here as our creation of ourselves. Now, what history has shown us thus far in physically lived and experienced evidence is that our approach throughout time to wanting to change this world and this reality has not been in any way whatsoever effective in actually bringing about a substantial change to humanity and this world in that actually assist and support the condition of life and of living on this earth. And what many will realize is that we've been trying to change this world within our own ideas, perceptions, and beliefs about how this world and human beings within it functions. So individuals and groups of beings have been trying to approach the changing of this world system with the money system from a insignificant point of actual understanding of how the parts of this world in fact function in itself and together to create the condition, the functioning, and the consequence of what is manifested in this world, in this reality as it exists, and within that the positionings and experiences of human beings of it. Therefore, in actually bringing about a change within this world and this reality, the first common sense step would be to in fact get to know how this world system functions in detail, meaning taking a part, a section of this total unit, this total system, establishing a relationship with and as it from the perspective of getting to know really through investigation, through taking that self-educational step in getting to know the ins and outs of how it works. What is its starting point? What constitutes it? How do human beings participate in it? What is the consequence of it within how it functions within the world system and human beings' lives? And within getting to know such a part of the world system, to obviously take self-responsibility for that part, because we as individuals have accepted that part within this world system to exist as it does, simply by in no way having any form of direct relationship with it, but simply accepting and allowing it to continue as is, and us accepting and allowing ourselves to exist in absolute ignorance, acceptance and allowance in separation of that part. And then within only a minute bit of knowledge and information we've gathered here and there about how it functions, we've been trying to or attempting to change it. But how can we in fact change any part of this world if we do not in fact stand equal to and one with it, and in fact knowing how it works, or even establishing ourselves within an understanding of it to communicate about it in practical common sense of exposing how it works, why it doesn't work, what's the consequences, and then to present a practical, commonsensical solution. I mean, that is really going into, in fact, doing something substantial in this world, in this reality. Whereas previously it's very easy to fight with what is here, to have opinions about what is here, to gossip about who is in what positions within this world and this reality, to attack human beings within positions in this world and this reality, but we have no clue about their position, what is interrelated within their position, what is the networks, what's the industries, the companies, the laws, rules, regulations. Therefore, within that, we have in fact no say, no power, no directive principle towards that person, institute, company, manifestation, or part of this world system, because we are in fact inferior to it. We're making ourselves inferior through, within and as, that very point of separation, of not getting to know how it really functions and presenting an alternative solution that stands within the context of what will assist and support humanity as a whole. So within walking this process, what do we know thus far is that revolutions and activism and fighting what is here is simply indicating our relationship to what is here, which is separation, inferiority, and powerlessness, because we are not educating ourselves into how this world system functions. And is furthermore indicating that we're not willing to take that step of, in fact, educating ourselves with how this world system functions and work, but attempting to or trying to enforce change, demand change, without having any grasp of a change that can in fact sustain humanity as a whole. And we cannot see such a practical, commonsensical change because we don't in fact know the actual problem. And what is furthermore interesting within that is that even human beings within certain power positions in this world, in this reality, don't in fact know how their particular position within this world system functions within the total unit of this world system as a whole. And therefore, in terms of implementing change, is creating more consequences than actual assistance and support of human beings, because no one is taking that commonsensical step of standing equal to and one with what is here, which means really getting to know how it works, exposing why it doesn't work, and within that presenting a solution. I mean, it is very easy to fight with what is here, to have opinions, to attack, to discriminate, to judge, to compare, and to compromise. And within that, obviously, it's benefiting no one, not self, not this world system, not humanity, because it's bringing no substantial change. If one consider this point of understanding that when one gets to know in detail how something works, one will start seeing, realizing, and understanding the total scope of what consequences and outflows it's creating, and within that being able to see it within the total context. And when one stands equal to and one with it in the starting point of how to change this, that all of humanity will benefit, one will within that present a solution. Now, that is doing something real in this world, in this reality, something that will have an impact on self and humanity as a whole. So, how to walk this process practically within this world system is, if each human being walking process, have a look at this world system, take on a part within this world system, be it the money system, taking on parts of the money system in various countries. What money system are they utilizing in their particular reality? What is the consequences? What is the outflows? Why isn't it working? How is it being constructed, how is it functioning, what is the outflows. Really get to know it in detail for yourself. Educate yourself in having a look at all perspectives that exist of that money system, not just one view that's again only looking at one dimension of a certain cup. And one cannot see the total cup or how to use that cup if one is only looking at one part of a cup. So you have to get to all the dimensions, the ins and outs, to realize it's a cup. I can throw in water or a drink and actually drink from it. But at the moment, we've literally got this world, this earth, with human beings within and on it. And it's a cup, and we're not realizing it's a cup that can be used in assistance and support for everything and everyone else, because everyone is looking within various dimensions of this world and humanity as a whole, and no one is in fact working together to and within a starting point of what will benefit, assist and support humanity as a whole. So take on one part of this world system, for example, what the money system in various countries consists of and exists. Take your country, wherever you're situated in this world, get to know how your country functions. You can look at everything: interest, tax, debt, capitalism. You can have a look at, for example, education, the various systems of education that exist, the primary, high, university, colleges. How do they function? Why isn't it that all children, all human beings have an equal and one chance and opportunity to be educated in this world, in this reality? So obviously within that, because we have separated ourselves from the very functioning of this world system, we require walking our self-forgiveness to take self-responsibility, to be able to take self-responsibility, because we've separated ourselves from that part. And as you are investigating the money, the education, charities, food organization programs, everything that's existent in this world system, why is it that it's here but not everyone have equal and one availability to it? And you can thus, as you're investigating it, see how you have accepted and allowed that very part to exist as it does simply by your participation. Can you walk your forgiveness within the starting point of forgiving yourself for not standing equal to and one with that part, for allowing that part to simply continue existing as it has and creating the consequences that it has for humanity as a whole, forgiving yourself for not standing up, taking responsibility, getting to know yourself as this world, not considering other human beings within this world and this reality, forgiving yourself for participating in your ideas, perceptions, and beliefs about how everything was existing, creating a self-religion about yourself and your own world, and not really understanding how this physical reality in fact works. And applying that self-forgiveness within your self-honesty, in self-honesty from the perspective of taking that responsibility of seeing my direct participation within the separation of that part of me and how it created the consequence. Walking the self-forgiveness, you'll realize walking the self-forgiveness will assist and support with releasing that and stopping that self-religion, separate, internal delusional reality we have been living in within ourselves that has stopped ourselves from participating, acting within, and directing and taking responsibility for not only ourselves, but for this world and humanity as a whole. And if many of us start standing up together, walking this process together, exposing, standing equal to and one with, walking and getting to know how this world system functions, we will accumulate, and within our accumulation of standing together and positioning ourselves in this world system effectively, be able to stand up together in making a substantial, real, in fact, change in how it is and always has been supposed to have been made, through getting to know and standing together within how everything works. I mean, at the moment, one can self-honestly have a look for oneself. There is nothing you are able to do in terms of this world system in any way whatsoever, and the only reason for that is because one do not know how it in fact works, and that one has not directed one's life and one's practical walking and positioning oneself in this world system in an effective place where one is able to walk as that system, as that point, and expose and speak and communicate about why it doesn't work, how it doesn't work, and what is the solution within what will benefit, assist, and support all of humanity equally as one. So, us in the interdimensional existence is walking the exact same process for us to be equal and one with what is here as the physical. In the process that we're walking, we've got to get to know the physical as ourselves. We've got to give up our self-interest, our self-religion, our own internal self-interested reality of how we have always within knowledge and information as but one perception, one fraction of reality that we have experienced to be the only view of reality. We have to give that up. We have to let that go and unconditionally see, realize, and understand how this physical works as ourselves, to be able to be equal to and one with it, in fact, walk with it, and move ourselves eventually as it to assist and support ourselves, the physical, and so existence as a whole. Human beings' process is equal and one and the same. Your point is the world system, which is your creation. One cannot do and have and direct any change if you're not in fact equal to and one with what it is that requires direction, changing, transformation. So those thus far walking process and those that are considering walking with us, it's to take a point within the world system, walk your self-forgiveness and your self-honesty within and towards it, to assist and support yourself within and without, to be equal to and one with it. Your self-forgiveness within self-honesty will assist and support you with letting go of your one perceptual, one-dimensional view of how something works, letting go of your self-interest within yourself and your own little bubble world and reality, and in fact expand you to start considering your living in the greater context of humanity and Earth as a whole. And within that, as you are walking a particular point, as you're walking your self-forgiveness within your self-honesty, to look at the questions: how is it working exactly? Why isn't it working precisely? And how in detail can you propose a solution that will assist and support and benefit humanity as a whole? And as we more and more start walking together, all of us, what are we busy placing is a network, a framework, a blueprint of a functional, practical new world. And that stand within the starting point context of and as what's best for all. And you'll find even as you're continuing walking, there might be some points that you might expand on or amend or change or alter as you're starting to get to know how you as this world system is really in fact functioning. So this is practivism, practical application, and standing equal to and one with and as what is here. It's not revolution, fighting, attacking, discriminating, condemning. It is a process for self with other human beings as we accumulate 1 + 1 + 1 and establishing a blueprint for this world and this reality that will in fact work. As we position ourselves in the world system, positioning, I mean educating yourself, walking into a particular part, becoming a psychologist, a lawyer, politician, a teacher, whichever position you can place yourself into, that you can get to know and walk for yourself where you would like to stand within and make a substantial practical change by getting to know it as yourself. So walk with yourself, stand equal and one. This is going to be a practical walking process. We're not going to change this world with a miracle, with a wand, with a wizard, with a religion, with a story, with a hope. The only way we're going to change this world and this reality if we walk it, step by step, breath by breath, becoming equal and one practically. We have to do the actual doing. So, stop waiting, take a breath, and begin. Take a point, take a part, investigate, get to know it as yourself, blog about it, vlog about it, expose it, and present a solution. It's not about exposing it within, again, attacking it, discriminating it, judging it, comparing it, relating it only to one person within a particular position. You've got to look at the whole system as a whole and really speak about it, communicate about it, show it, walk it practically. I mean, we've known by now that in all contexts, any form of separation in terms of wanting to fight it, yell at it, scream at it, gossip about it, discriminate it, having this total demonic possession about something or someone is not going to present any solution. You've got to remain calm, breathing, stop your mind, be physical, and walk the actual physical as this world system is what it consists of and exists as. Speak clearly, directly, precisely, and get to know what it is that you're walking and talking about. There's no need to go into the mind. We're required to be here in the physical, so let's become practical together. Thank you very much.